Good evening to all pro wrestling fans of all shapes and sizes from all around the world. Welcome to another Pro Wrestling Talk video brought to you by Blitzball Champ Gaming here on the U to the 2. I'm your host, Blitzball Champ Jason Ingram. So, a couple of things I want to talk about for this episode. One, going to talk about the results of the New Japan Gauntlet that took place to replace Hiroki Goto for the upcoming G1 Climax 35. Also going to talk a little bit about the Catch the Wave 2025 tournament, as the finals are pretty much almost set. And it's getting closer and closer to the conclusion of that tournament. We also have the finalized card set for TJPW's Summer Sun Princess 2025, which I will do a preview of that. I will also review the most recent Maple Leaf Pro Wrestling show called Resurrection. I got around to watching that, so I definitely want to do a review of that. So, let's go ahead and jump into the action. So, congratulations to Taichi. That's right. Taichi wins the Last Chance Gauntlet and therefore has qualified for the G1 Climax 35. He will take Hiroki Goto's place. So, congratulations to Taichi. I was thinking it was going to be Tomohiro Ishii, but Taichi is also a good result as well. So, shout out to Taichi. And yeah, pretty much that sets the G1 Climax 35. And once they have the block layout and schedule ready, I'll do one big preview of that. But yeah, at least we know now we got all the competitors set. Of course, barring anything crazy happening. But Taichi takes Hiroki Goto's place. Also, Kosei Fujita, despite winning this year's Best of Super Juniors tournament, came up short in his title match against El Desperado. Put up such a great fight, but El Desperado was just a little too strong and was able to retain the IWGP Junior Heavyweight Championship. So, bummer. Big bummer for Kosei Fujita. But it is what it is. Okay, so I want to talk a little bit about the Catch the Wave 2025 tournament. Now, just a heads up, I haven't seen really any of the matches outside of the ones that they provided with the Stardom talent, which includes Randy Yagami, which includes Akira Guragane, which includes Hazuki. So just a FYI, I haven't really kept up as far as watching matches, but I have at least been keeping up on results. So, we have a handful of block winners and 2 blocks that still have to go through one last match to decide the block winner. And then the finals will begin very soon. So, currently, your Catch the Wave 2025 block winners. These are the ones that have won their block, that have sealed the deal, that will be going on to the finals. For the Mercury block, your winner, Hazuki. For the Earth block, your winner, Kohaku. For the Jupiter block, Saki. For the Saturn block, Rena Yagami. For the Uranus block, Izuki Aoki. For the Neptune block, Yuri. For the Pluto block, Ayame Sasamura. So those are the competitors that have won their blocks. Now, for the Venus block, they're going to have one final deciding three-way match between Sumire Natsu, Kaho Kobayashi, and Haruka Umesaki. And the winner of that match will win the Venus block. And then there's the Mars block, same scenario, a three-way match decided between Yumi Oka, Unagi Sayaka, and Momoko Hanazono. Winner of that match wins the Mars block. So they are going to do those matches on July 13th. They're going to do those matches on July 13th. And then I think they're going to do some of the others as well. But it looks like the final dates for Catch the Wave are July 13th and then July 21st. Like, July 21st will literally be like the last day of the tournament, which will be at Corcoran Hall. July 13th, they'll be in Osaka. So, we'll see what happens. Of course, the winner usually gets a trophy, 1,000,000 yen. I believe it was 1,000,000 yen. And they usually get a shot at the Regina D Wave Championship, currently held by the Phoenix Queen, Saya Kamatani, who, of course, won last year's Catch the Wave tournament. And it's very interesting because already we have two ladies from Stardom in Rana Yagami and Hazuki that have won their blocks. So it'll be very interesting to see how they finish this tournament. To be honest, I'm not too sure who's going to win this tournament. I mean, you got a good list of names there, especially from the block winners. I mean, I would think Hazuki's definitely a threat. Kohaku, who's been in a number of Catch the Wave tournaments. Saki, same thing. Rani Yagami, who came close to winning the Young Block last year. So, even Rani Yagami's a threat. Itsuki Aoki, same thing. She's been in a few of these tournaments. Yuri Ayame Sasamura. I mean, like I said, it's pretty stacked. Now for the Venus block, between Sumire Natsu, Kaho Kobayashi, and Haruka Umesaki, I think either Kaho or Haruka will win that one, but I probably have to give Haruka the advantage. For the Mars block, Yumioka, Unagi Sayaka, Momoko Hanazono. I mean, I kind of have to give the advantage to Unagi Sayaka. But we'll see. We'll see what happens. Like I said, I don't know if I'll be able to catch it because it's kind of hard to watch Pro Wrestling Wave. But I'll at least keep an eye out for results. But yeah. But yeah, that tournament's almost about to reach its epic conclusion. Okay, let's see. You know what? Let's go ahead and do the review of Maple Leaf Pro Wrestling Resurrection, and then we'll finish off with the preview of the full card of Summer Sun Princess. Sound good? All right. So, here, let me get my graphics out and ready. Okay, Maple Leaf Pro Wrestling's Resurrection took place yesterday, July 5th. This was at the Conseil de Laval in Laval, Quebec, Canada. Please forgive me if I mispronounce that. Got a handful of matches with this one. Now, just a FYI, they did do a pre-show match, a dark match. I don't know the results, but it was a six-man tag between Frankie the Mobster, Marco Estrada and Zach Patterson taking on the trio of El Reverso, Mathis Mar and Mo Jabari. But like I said, they didn't show the pre-show on Triller TV, so I have no idea who won that match. But for those that attended live, let me know who won. So, yeah, I'll just leave it at that. Okay, let's get into the actual main card matches. Let's see. Let me get my graphics out. Alright, here we go. First match. Alright, started off with a singles match between Stu Grayson and Sheldon Jean. This match really didn't last long. It was only just like a little under 6 minutes. Went back and forth quite a bit, but Bryce Hansen, who was in the corner of Sheldon Jean, ended up interfering and attacking Stu Grayson, which gave Stu Grayson the victory by disqualification. And then pretty much Sheldon and Bryce were double teaming and just beating down on Stu Grayson. And then all of a sudden, Evil Uno shows up and evens the odds. And then they embrace in a hug. Of course, their reunion of the Dark Order, a.k.a. Super Smash Bros. Santino Marella came out and pretty much made this match into a tag team match. So this turned into a tag team match. So Dark Order versus Bryce Hansen, Sheldon Jean, and pretty much Dark Order dominated this match. It didn't really last long. It lasted just under, really just a little over 4 minutes and 40 seconds. Yeah, it did not last long. The Dark Order pretty much obliterated Sheldon Jean and Bryce Hansen. Stu Grayson pinned Bryce after hitting their double team finisher, Fatality. 1, 2, 3, Dark Order, aka Super Smash Bros. Pick up the victory. Honestly, Sheldon and Bryce really didn't have a chance. They didn't have a chance. Let's just keep it real. It was very one-sided, that tag match. But it was cool to see them reunite and team up and get the victory. Okay, let's go into the next match, which was the first championship match of the show. We had the PWA Champions Grail on the line as the champion, Rohan Raja, who apparently was accompanied by Aurora Neves, I think that was her name, defended against Hammerstone. Match was alright, but I don't know, the match kind of felt a little short, even though it was a little over 11 minutes. I don't know, it just felt kind of weird. But while it seemed like Hammerstone had it all under control, Aurora gets up on the apron with the distraction, and then Rohan gets a low blow, and then gets the hits the feast on Hammerstone, then pins him for the 3 count, and Rohan Raja, still your PWA Champions Grail holder. Was bleeding a little bit from the mouth there, but yeah, the distraction helped out and pretty much helped seal the win for him. All right. Let's go to our next match, which was another championship match. All right, this time we had the NWA World's Heavyweight Championship as the champion, Thom Latimer, defended against Matt Cardona. Match was all right. I mean, it wasn't really anything crazy, to be honest with you, but I mean, it was back and forth. Thom Latimer was definitely the fan favorite in this matchup. But both guys got in their offense. It was definitely back and forth. Match was a little over 10.5 minutes long. Matt Cardona grabbed the championship, was going to come into the ring and use it, but ended up backfiring as Thom Latimer was able to cut him off at the pass and then drop Matt Cardona with a brighter side of suffering onto the title belt and then pinned him for the 3 count. Thom Latimer still your NWA World's Heavyweight Champion. Like I said, match was alright, but nothing really crazy, to be honest with you. But Thom Latimer, still champ. Okay. Now we start to get into more of the good stuff. We get into more of the good stuff. So, let's go to this next match. Alrighty, we had a 6-man scramble. So we had Jonathan Gresham versus Psycho Mike versus TJP versus Michael Allen Richard Clark versus Bhupinder Gujjar versus Speedball Mike Bailey. Definitely enjoyed this match. It was very chaotic. A lot of offense from all 6. A lot of body slams from Psycho Mike. Definitely enjoyed the back and forth between, competitors like Jonathan Gresham and TJP and also Speedball. Also, just really... Oh, Bhupinder Gujjar looked really good in this match as well. But overall, very exciting match. This was about 14.5 minutes long. But cheesy finish. Of course, Michael Allen Richard Clark took advantage of an opening and was able to get the pin after Speedball Mike Bailey hit the Ultima weapon onto Bhupinder Gujjar. He gets in there, pretty much tosses out Speedball, covers Gujjar for the 3 count, and steals the victory. But, I mean, hey, it's a cheesy finish, but hey, as the heel, it's smart. It's smart. So, I mean, you can't blame him. Can't blame him for doing that. But, very action-packed match. A good amount of high-flying. And, Psycho Mike with his numerous body slams. It was a very entertaining match. Definitely a very entertaining match. Alrighty, let's go to the next match. Here we go. Alrighty, we had ourselves a tag team match. We had the Good Brothers of Doc Gallows and Karl Anderson taking on Bullet Club War Dogs of the leader David Finlay and Drilla Moloney. A decent match. I felt like it could have been better, but it was a decent match for what it was. The action got started pretty quickly, but the match was a little over 11.5 minutes. I really felt like with the talent in this match, it could have been longer. Like, I really felt like this one could have been a 15-minute match, at least. But like I said, it was all right. But, yeah, it could have been so much better. But Doc Gallows pinned Drilla Moloney after him and Karl hit their tag team finisher, the Magic Killer, and got the 3 count. The Good Brothers pick up the victory over Bullet Club War Dogs. But like I said, it was an alright match, but it could have definitely been better. Alright, back to more championship matches. We got 3 more. Let's jump right into it. Alright. We have the MLP Women's Canadian Championship on the line as the champion, Gisele Shaw, defended against Shotzi Blackheart. This match was awesome. Definitely one of my favorite matches of the show. These ladies went a little over 17 minutes, almost 17 and a half minutes. But yeah, it was awesome. Awesome match, definitely back and forth, and Gisele was just hitting Shotzi with everything, and she was still bouncing back. And of course, Shotzi had the broken arm, of course, caused by Matt Cardona. They got a thing going, and even Matt Cardona tried to interfere, dropped Shotzi with radio silence, but yet. Shotzi was able to kick out from the pin attempt. And, it was just a great display of fighting spirit from Shotzi. And even though she was able to take out Matt Cardona with a tope suicida, she got back into the ring. She was met with a denouement from Gisele Shaw, which pretty much put her away. And there was even a previous moment where referee botched a 3 count, which you could clearly see Shotzi get her shoulder up and still call for the bell. But, they waved it off. They waved it off and they fixed it. But it was pretty much a botch. But it took a denouement that took out Shotzi. Gisele with the pin, 1, 2, 3. Gisele, still your MLP Women's Canadian Champion. Great effort from Shotzi, even despite the interference from Matt Cardona. But it was a great match. It was a very awesome match. Both of those ladies look great. Alrighty, let's go to our next championship match. Here we go. Now we go from the women to the men. This was for the MLP Canadian Championship. As the champion, the walking weapon, Josh Alexander, defended against inevitable Ace Austin. Another good match. Definitely like both of these competitors. I've met both of these competitors. But yeah, overall, good match between these two. Lasted a little over 20 minutes, so good amount of action from both. Looked like Ace Austin was going to hit the fold, but then it got reversed. Josh got the momentum, hit the C4 spike, and put away Ace Austin for the 3 count. Josh Alexander, still your MLP Canadian champion. But great match. Great match between both competitors. And yeah, the walking weapon continues to showcase why he's one of the best and still champion. Okay. And then the main event of MLP Resurrection came down to this very special match. Okay. We had a House of Pain match for the International Heavyweight Championship. The champion, PCO, defending against Dan Maff. And Billy Gunn was the special guest referee. House of Pain match. I mean, pretty much it was anything goes, no disqualifications, and falls count anywhere. Match lasted a little over 16 minutes. Of course, Jimmy Jacobs was in the corner of Dan Maff, but these two went back and forth. I mean, all sorts of weapons were used. Tables, chairs, like all sorts of weapons were used. Even cinder blocks. Like, Dan Maff took a choke slam on the cinder blocks. I was like, dang, that was wild. Jimmy Jacobs even sent some henchmen to try to take out PCO, and even Billy Gunn was able to fight him off, and even fought off Jimmy Jacobs and even Dan Maff, and pretty much set what we thought was going to set it up for an easy victory for PCO. PCO hit the PCO salt, but Dan Maff kicked out. That's right, he kicked out. So, what would it take to put away Dan Maff? Oh, I don't know. Maybe just a swanton bomb off of a ladder through a table, which ended up doing the trick. PCO hit a swanton bomb off the ladder, top of the ladder, through Dan Maff, who was on top of a table, broke the table, made the cover outside of the ring. It was over near the crowd. Billy Gunn made the 3 count. PCO, still your international heavyweight champion. So no title changes on the show. Very interesting. 5 championship matches, not a single title change. Interesting. But overall, this show, I can't say that this was their best MLP show. I like Northern Rising better. But, you know, this show was alright. This was probably one of its weaker shows compared to the other shows that they've had. But, I mean, you still got a good product with Maple Leaf Pro Wrestling. So, it is what it is. But, it was an alright show. Now, it was also announced. So, 2 more shows got announced by Maple Leaf Pro Wrestling. We have MLP Downtown Showdown, which will be on July 26th at the Downtown Windsor. So July 26th. And then you have a show called MLP Sacred Ground, which will take place on September 5th at Oswego, Ontario. I hope I said that right. If not, please forgive me. So, interesting. So, July 26th and then September 5th are your next 2 big Maple Leaf Pro Wrestling shows. So, cool deal. And I wonder if they're gonna do another bundle deal, because lately they did a bundle deal for Northern Rising and Resurrection, where you could buy both pay-per-views together on Triller TV. So I wonder if they'll do the same thing with these 2 shows, Downtown Showdown and Sacred Ground. But we'll see. We'll see. Okay. And now we are going to finish off with a show that I'm looking very forward to. That's right. Tokyo Joshi Pro Wrestling's Summer Sun Princess. The card has been finalized, and it's a good one. It's a really good one. So, TJPW Summer Sun Princess, just a reminder, will take place on Monday, July 21st. This will be at the Ottawar General Gymnasium in Tokyo, Japan. A nice venue. I've been to that venue before. But yeah, we got 9 matches. 3 of them are championship matches, so pretty loaded card. But let's go ahead and jump right into the preview. Should be good. Should be awesome. And of course, you can check this out on Wrestle Universe. It'll be on Wrestle Universe. Okay. Let's get started. First up. Alrighty, we have ourselves a tag team match. As we have the team of Himawari and one of the recent rookies, Ren Konatsu. And they'll be taking on the Up Girls duo of Shino Suzuki and Uta Takami. Oh, snap. I don't know, y'all. Could this be the match? Could this be the match where Uta Takami gets her first victory? Because remember, she doesn't have a victory at all in TJPW. No singles, tag, trios, none of that. So, could this be the one? Could this be the one? I've really liked what I've been seeing out of Ren Konatsu. So, her paired with Himawari. That'll be an interesting pairing. You know what? I'm going to take a gamble. I'm going to say Shino Suzuki, Uta Takami pick up the victory. Uta gets her first win. Her first career win. I think the Up Girls will take this one. I could see Ren Konatsu getting pinned. But I'm going to take a gamble and say this is where Uta gets her first win. But we'll see. We shall see. Alrighty, let's go to our next match. Here we go. Here we go. Alright. So we got another tag team match as Raku will team up with Andres the Giant Panda and they will take on. It was originally supposed to be Pom Paler, Pom Harajuku, and Max the Impaler, but unfortunately Max is not able to make it to the show due to health issues. It was like either health or injury issues, something like that. So, instead, we're going to get Pom Harajuku and Kyoko Inoue. Now, I believe this is Kyoko Inoue's first time in a TJPW ring. So, welcome. I mean, it's always entertaining when you have Andres the Giant Panda in a match. But honestly, I think Pom Harajuku and Kyoko Inoue will pick up the victory in this match. But it should be very entertaining. Of course, with Raku in there, you know this is gonna be funny and entertaining. But yeah, this should be a great match. But I'm going Pom Harajuku, Kyoko Inoue to pick up the victory. All right. Let's go to our next match. Ooh, this next match is pretty loaded. Check it out. All right, so next up, we got an 8-woman tag match. Team number 1. We have Yuna Manase, Mahiro Kiryu, Kaya Toribami, and Chika Nanase. And they'll be taking on Toga, Kira Summer, Wakana Uehara, and Mifu Ashida. Ooh. I don't know. You could... Honestly, this match could go both ways. I mean... On paper, Yuna Manase's team would be the stronger team, just on paper. But I mean, Wakana has been rising. I gotta go with the safe pick. I gotta go with Yuna Manase, Kaya Toribami, Chika Nanase, and Mahiro Kiryu to pick up the victory. Just with them having Yuna Manase on their team, it just gives them the advantage. So, yeah, I'm gonna go for team number 1 to pick up the victory. But hey, it would be awesome if team 2 won. I would not complain one bit. Alrighty, let's go to our next match. This should be really good. Check this one out. Oh, let me get a sip of water. Okay. So we got ourselves a 3-way tag team match. Team number 1, we got Yuki Kamifuku and Vinny versus team number 2, the combo of Yuki Aino and Haru Kazushiro, versus team number 3, made up of Aris Endo and the Spark, Jada Stone. Really good to see Jada Stone back in a TJPW ring. Oh, man. I am going to have to go with Yuki Kamifuku and Vinny to pick up the victory. But this should be a good match. And, I mean, you don't want to sleep on Arisendo, Jada Stone. I mean, Jada Stone, at once had a win streak going up to her title shot against Suzume, which she wasn't able to beat Suzume. But, I mean, hey, she's definitely a threat, for sure. But I'm going to go with Kamiyu and Vinny to pick up the victory. But should be good. Should be really good. All right, let's go to this next match. And this is a very, very special match. All right, we got a special tag team match. And my goodness, this has potential to be match of the card. We have the team of Maki Ito and El Desperado taking on the team of Emi Sakura and Chris Brooks. Wow, this is this is wild. This is really wild here. I mean, and the interesting thing is Chris Brooks and Emi Sakura teamed up before. It was Grand Princess last year, and they took on the Magical Sugar Rabbits. So, oh my God. And I believe this is El Desperado's first time in a Tej ring. Yeah, I gotta go with Maki Ito, El Desperado, to win this one. The combination is just too crazy, too good. So yeah, I gotta go Maki Ito, El Desperado to pick up the win. Nothing against Chris Brooks and Emi Sakura. I love them both. I've met them both. But yeah, I gotta go with Maki Ito, El Desperado on this one. Alrighty. Let's go to the next match. Here we go. Alrighty. We got a special singles match between the Pink Striker Miyu Yamashita and Space Jesus Billy Starks. which I believe this is the first time Billie Starkz is back in Japan, I think, in 2 years. I think it's been 2 years since she's wrestled in Japan. So, somebody correct me if I'm wrong. But, great to see Billie Starkz back. Which, of course, she's competed in a Tej ring before. But, yeah, her and the Pink Striker about to go one-on-one. Should be a great match. Should be a great match. It's hard for me to bet against Miyu Yamashita in this match. But it would be cool if Billie Starkz won. I've met both of these ladies, so they're really cool. But I gotta go with the safe bet in Miyu Yamashita to pick up the victory. But this should be a great match. And I hope they get plenty of time with this match. Okay. Now, it's time to go into our championship matches. Oh yeah. All 3 titles will be defended for this great looking show. Okay. So let's go into our first of 3 championship matches. And this is one that I am very hyped for. Here we go. Alrighty. We have the International Princess Championship on the line. As the champion, Suzume will defend against my girl, Moka Miyamoto. So, okay. Suzume has been on a roll. She has 5 successful title defenses under her belt since winning the title off of Yuki Arai at the first TJPW show of this year, which I attended at Korakuen Hall. It was an awesome show. Suzume, so far, has defeated Jada Stone, Aris Endo. Oh, actually, she's defeated Jada Stone twice, Aris Endo, Himawari, and Yoshiko Hasegawa. So this will be title defense number 6. And she's been a fighting champion. I mean, she's defended the title in each of the months leading up to now. Or actually, each of the months except for June. She hadn't defended it in June. But she defended it twice. She defended it twice in May. Now, those of y'all that have followed me for a long time know that I'm a big, big fan and advocator for Moka Miyamoto. Especially ever since she competed in a tag team as Shinken Kusho with Juria Nagano. Oh, which I missed that tag team. One of my favorite tag teams from TJPW. And those of y'all that know me well know that I made a bold prediction that Moka Miyamoto would become a champion before the end of this year. I think this is where she does it. So I am going to go Moka Miyamoto to pull off the upset and dethrone Suzume to become the new International Princess Champion. Moka has been improving more and more, and she has shown that she can hold her own in singles matches, as well as tag, trio, 8-woman tag matches, you name it. Moka has gotten better and better over time. I think it's time to really see what a Mocha Miyamoto title run looks like. Now, don't get me wrong. I love Suzume. I've met Suzume. She's a sweetheart. She's excellent wrestler. Whether it's singles wrestler, tag team wrestler, she's amazing. And she's had a great run so far. And don't get me wrong. I won't be mad if Suzume does retain. But I'm pulling hard for Mocha Miyamoto to win this match and become the new champ. So, I'm going Mocha Miyamoto to become the new International Princess Champion. Looking forward to this match. I hope these ladies get plenty of time as well. All right. Let's go to our next title match. Okay. We have the Princess Tag Team Championships on the line. As the champions, Kyoraku Kyome, that's Shoko Nakajima and Hyper Misao, defend against a very strong tag team made up of Grand Slam champions. Daydream, made up of Miyu Watanabe and the White Dragon Rika Tatsumi. Whew. This is going to be a very, very tough match. Very tough match for Kyoraku Kyome. Whew. Goodness gracious. Now, of course, Kyoraku Kyome won the tag tournament, the Futariwa Princess Tag Tournament, the Max Heart 5 Tag Tournament. They've been tag champs for 113 days, and this will be their third title defense. And I mean, after all, they dethroned 1-2 million to win those tag titles. They have so far defeated Ober Eats and the team of Alexis Lee and Matcha. So they really haven't been severely tested until this coming July 21st, as they will go up against Daydream, which, like I said, you got to remember, Daydream, Miyu Watanabe, and Rika Tatsumi are both Grand Slam champions. The only two Grand Slam champions in TJPW history. This is going to be a ginormous test for Kyoraku Kyome, but you know what? I am going to say Kyoraku Kyome retains the Princess Tag Team Championships. Yep. I think they defeat Daydream. Should be a great match. Should be a very great match. Looking forward to it. Okay. Now, we go to the main event of Summer Sun Princess 25. We got the top prize on the line, the Princess of Princess Championship. As the champion, the Popping Sugar Rabbit Mizuki will defend against Yuki Arai. So, two things to take note of with this match. Number one, this will be Mizuki's third title defense in her second reign. So far, she's defeated Rika Tatsumi and Miyu Yamashita. Those are the first two defenses. She dethroned Miyu Watanabe at the first show of this year, which I attended. So, that's number one. Number two, Yuki Arai has a chance to make history and become the third Grand Slam champion in TJPW history. Because remember, she was tag champs with Saki Akai as part of the Reiwa AA Cannons, and she's a former International Princess champion. And I know it was only recent that Yuki Arai has now switched, no longer an idol, but is now a full-time wrestler. Which I met Yuki Arai in Vegas. She's awesome, by the way. Oh, man. Part of me kind of wants to see her make history, but I want Mizuki to have a longer reign than she did before. Because remember, in Mizuki's first reign, she lost the title on the fourth defense. So I really would love to see Mizuki at least hold on to the title maybe until near the end of this year. Who knows? Maybe she loses it at Wrestle Princess 6. I don't know. But I'm going to say the Popping Sugar Rabbit Mizuki retains the Princess of Princess Championship. I think Yuki Arai will put up an excellent fight, but I don't think she makes history just yet. I don't think she makes history just yet. But, ladies and gentlemen, this is a very, very stacked card. It's a very stacked card for Summer Sun Princess. I'm looking very forward to this show. And also, I did want to also mention, shout out to TJPW, as they're also making history in the States. That's right. The Texas tour coming up this upcoming weekend. I mean, they're making history. The Houston shows have sold out. And apparently there are still some Dallas tickets left, but it is on the verge of becoming the highest selling or best selling show in the States that they've had since starting the tour in the States. That's huge. That's huge, y'all. Not to mention, they're doing this Texas tour on their own. No collective, no GCW assistance, nothing. These are TJ booked shows. Solely TJPW. So, that's big. That's big. Now, the only downside is no title matches. I think that's really the only downside to this, is that no title matches. Which, I mean, I understand that could change. That could change. I don't think it will, but we'll see what happens. But it is a bummer. It is a bummer that they're not doing any title matches. But I highly recommend that folks do check these shows out if you're in the Houston and Dallas area. They're doing 2 in Houston and 1 in Dallas. So definitely y'all should check them out. Or both. If you're able to check both out, go for it. But it really would have been nice to see at least a title match each show. You know what I mean? But it's all good. It's all good. But anyway, that'll do it for this video. I know I've talked about a lot, but let me know what y'all's thoughts are. And, oh, I just remembered. So, another retirement announcement as Tiger Mask, which I believe this is Tiger Mask 4. Tiger Mask will be retiring July of next year. So he's going to be wrestling one more year. One more year from now, and he will retire July 2026. So, legendary Tiger Mask. Anyway, that's it. So, let me know what y'all's thoughts are. What do y'all think about Tiger Mask 4 retiring July next year? How do y'all feel about Taichi winning the Last Chance Gauntlet, punching his ticket to the G1 Climax 35? How do y'all feel about the Catch the Wave block winners? Did y'all watch MLP Resurrection? If you did, what'd you think of the show? What were your favorite matches, etc.? And let me know your predictions on Summer Sun Princess. And don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, hit that notification bell while you're at it. Thank you so much for watching, and I hope you enjoyed the video. For another Pro Wrestling Talk, brought to you by Blitzball Champ Gaming here on the U to the Tube. My name is Blitzball Champ Jason Ingram. Hope everybody has a blessed start of the week, and I'll see y'all in the next video and our live stream. Later.